Okay, guys, welcome back to the dungeon. We're back in the basement. Uh, Anybody on there? Let me get the comments. Throw me a comment. Make sure I'm good to go here. I got to check one thing here. That ain't it. Here it is. Okay, Rusty. Okay, we're here. Okay, Rusty. Hope you had a good day at work today. I actually was going along and then realized, wow, I got to get home. I was full tilt trying to get caught back up on my mowing. But okay, let's get started. Guys, I'm tired. Imagine that. It's been a long 10 days. But we'll talk a little bit about that here in a little bit. But first, let's get my sponsors that made it right, made this happen for me this last week. Made me be able to have a dream come true to fish a big tournament like that. So let's get it rolling. Fish sticks rods, guys. Man, the day worked down there for me. I just didn't do it on the tournament day. We'll talk a little more about that later. Hook and donkeys, his baits. I put them to work down there. They work in the south just as good as they work up here in the north. Sanborn Builders. Guys, you want a deck built, you want something done, get a hold of Sanborn Builders. They can paint for you, drywall work, all kind of good stuff. Ace Hardware down on Richland Avenue. You can get anything from electrical, plumbing to Blue Rock bait and tackle at Ace Hardware on Richland Avenue. Hobbs Roofing up in Akron, Ohio. You know, any roofing done, get a hold of Hobbs up in Akron. Pizza Stop. Sometime this week, I got to get out and get me a chef salad. I'm been craving a chef salad from Pizza Stop. Southern Ohio Sanitation. I noticed yesterday he had a big old trailer load of Porta Johns on. So, guys, you got a plan of a party or anything going on, get a hold of Southern Ohio Sanitations. He can get your Porta John set up. I'm going to be getting a hold of him. I'll need 2 of them down at the mall for 4th of July. Williams & Son Construction. Guys, you want a house built, you want garage built, deck built, you name it. Ron is the man for you. He does amazing work. And last but not least, our newest one that come aboard, Raccoon Creek Outfitters. Guys, it's that time of year. Beautiful weather. The water's up in the good temperatures. Go get you a kayak. Go buy you a kayak from Raccoon Creek Outfitters. He's got a campground down there for you to camp at. He's got some tackle. He's got all kind of stuff from for his kayaks. So go down to Raccoon Creek Outfitters. Also, don't forget Aaron Strickland. He just popped on here. What's up, Aaron? Strickland Marine. I put his definitely his boat cleaner to work this weekend down at Gunnersville, getting the boat all buffed up, cleaned up, looking good for the first day of the tournament. He can fix trolling motor, lure units for Mercury's, carpet boats, put sea decking in your boat for you. You name it, Aaron can do it down in Willersburg, Ohio. Hey, Mike Swearinger, Travis. Guys, my trivia question tonight, I'm going to be giving away the 2.5 jig chunk that is peanut butter and jelly. And I got to get out to Mike's because I had to go steal this off the shelf, my shelf, because I'm out of baits for the giveaway. So I got to get out there and get some more baits. he's just come up with a couple new molds too, guys. I'm excited to try some of them molds out that he's come up with. Okay, let's get started with tournaments, guys. Well, right off the bat, Aaron had sent me stuff last week for tournaments, and I could not get on the phone and do it. So I'll go ahead and do his. Let's see here. What do we got? He sent me some more, it looks like. Nope. Okay, he sent me the Chubby Chasers Bass Club. First place was 3.20 Jonathan. Second place in Big Bass was that don't look right. Yeah, second place in Big Bass was 282 and Big Bass was 128, and it was Jeff and Mike. That was the Chubby Chasers, and that was a week ago. Then he sent me the Monday Nighter Rick Daniels Memorial Tournament. First place in Big Bass was Keith White Keith had 3.90 and his Big Bass was 1.18. Second place was 332 Mary and Tyler. And third place was 166 Austin and Mitchell. And that was the Monday night tournament. And then they had a river tournament their first Tuesday evening out of Cold Grove. And first place was Raymond and Strickland with 10.89. Man, they had some sacks down there. They had, they only had, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boats. And 963 was second. And looks like third was 7.55. So they was eating on the river last week, just like this weekend. Okay. Also, let me get down to the right part. Last call was at Lake Snowden. No, was at Dow Lake last Monday night. My bad. First place was Matt Fisher and Matt Jr. with 3.34. They had Big Bass at 0.85. Hey, Chuck Keller. Second place was Michael and Reed with 3.23. And third place was John Welch and James with 3.06. That was last Monday night at Dow Lake. Then Wednesday night, Athens County at Snowden. Once again, Donnie and Dylan Phillips. They had a little over 5 pounds. I didn't get the exact numbers of it. But Donnie and Dylan wins again. We're going to have to start giving them a 10.99 at Lake Snowden. Second place was Charlie Grubbs and Tom Gould with 4.90. The old man coming through at the end. Hey, Josh. Then this last Sunday, last call was back at Lake Hope. Rick Burns and Jason with 3.47. Second was Michael and Donnie with 2.61. Big Bass of 108. Hey, Ron Williams. And third place was Chase and Ryan with 2.44. That was last call Sunday. And then Athens County Bassmasters, we had a tournament yesterday at the river. A lot of people was saying the river was in bad shape and everything, and it was in a lot worse shape in Cincinnati when we fished the BFLs on Saturday than it was at Belpre. And boy, was the fish eating. And I made a very, probably, well, I don't know. I'll talk about it here in a little bit. But first place was Travis 6 with 12.58. He had 4 smallmouth and 1 largemouth. Second place was Sean 6 with 11.62. They was in the same boat together. So they found the smallies. And I ended up third place with 11.24. And I had Big Bass at 3.23. I had 9 keepers of largemouth. I was catching them. And I left and come back up to the ramp because I wanted to get back early and not have to rush. I might have should have stayed because I caught that 3.23 probably half hour before I left. I caught it. If I could have got one more of those, and I'd end up winning the tournament. But I thought with 11.24, I thought I had it. So, but guys, Aaron wanted me to share that there is a open Bobby Gill Memorial Tournament, Shawnee Marine West Ramp or West Portsmouth, Ohio, Saturday morning. Also, they're having a tournament on June the 7th that he's running. I wanted to fish that, but I think I've got a tournament, a club tournament. I'm positive I do. June 7th, I'm putting on a fundraiser tournament for Claire Phelps for Miss River Days, South Webster. Location will be at the Willersburg Ramp. 7 to 3. They're not weighing in. No dead fish. 50% payback. $100 per boat. We will be selling raffle tickets for a G Loomis NRX Plus Shimano Reel combo before and after the tournament. Big Bass will be extra pot, $20. If you can't fish the tournament, donations are still available. Get a hold of Claire for info. There's no off limits. The other rules are what is posted from the state and the federal laws. It will be a shotgun start unless we have a bunch of boats. So that is Aaron Strickland. So get a hold of Aaron if you want to go down and fish that tournament at June 7th. I'd like to come down, Aaron, but I'm pretty sure I'm at Allen Creek that day. Also, guys, I think we have one spot left. I think Travis is on here. I figured he'd be on Lake Snowden tonight, but I think we got one spot left for the river tournament this weekend down at Lestock Campground. Guys, that's a fun tournament. We do 25 boats. The owner of Lestock puts in $1,000. $60 entry fee per person or per boat, and then it's 100% payback. And they have food for us, hot dogs and stuff afterwards, and just a good time. If you're not signed up in that tournament, you're missing out. Yeah, Travis just said, one spot. So we got one spot left. Whoever gets a hold of Travis or Misty and gets the money to them can have that last spot. So, okay, let's get back if Ronnie doesn't make it, then there'll be 2 spots. So, Ronnie, let us know as soon as you can. He's on here, Travis, if you're going to make it or not for that tournament. Guys, I just want to tell you guys all thanks, man. You guys all on my little videos that I done down at Gunnersville. Every one of them had over 100K. One of them had 2.2K views. All the messages and everything that I got. I've always wanted to do that. AD Barnhart, I'm going to call you after the show here. But I've always wanted to fish a tournament like that. And I got down there and I done what I said. Greg, it is at we put in at Syracuse, and the campground is right below there where we launched from at Les Docks. But we put in the Syracuse pool ramp. They're behind the pool in Syracuse, Ohio. But guys, I got on the map here on Google Earth. I seen a spot. I'm like, I'm going to go check this spot out. It was a good run. It was down by the dam. And the reason I thought, well, if I go down by the dam, a little piece away from everybody, I'll get away from people. I won't have as many people around me. And that was true. There was a few boats there, but it was nothing like when I was running down the river and watching all of them on the flats and stuff fishing, 5 and 6, 7 boats, 8 boats within a 20-yard circle. But anyhow, me and Josh put in. We went down, went over and fished the bridge. Or no, I went up and fished some docks up in an area. I didn't do any good on them docks. We left there. We stopped and fished the bridge. I think we caught a couple fish off the bridge. Travis, he said his son's graduating, so it don't look like he's going to make the tournament, which is a good thing. But left the bridge and went over to some docks, started fishing the docks, and we started catching them. And we was catching quite a few fish. Now, they wasn't monsters, but they was 2.5, 3 pound fish. Then we left there, and I said, well, I want to look at another thing. I said, I want 2 different things going on. I want to go find some weeds. So I went out and found a pocket on the map and a point that comes out and started fishing, and we started catching fish on a chatterbait in the weeds. And like I said, they was still the 2.5, 3 pound fish. And I'm like, okay. So we fished around there the rest of the day. Then we started doing some stuff up around the ramp, fishing the next couple days. 2 days before the tournament, I'm like, let's go back down and check these fish to make sure they haven't done anything. We go down, I pull into a dock that we hadn't even fished yet, and I look, and I'm like, oh, that looks like a fish right there under the dock. I pitch my bait over to it. It goes down slow, set the hook. It's over 3 pounds. Turn around the next dock post, pitch 2, another 2 3/4. I'm like, we're out of here. They're here. So the day before the tournament, we fished back up around the ramp again. And about midday, when I'd start my boat, it would start beeping and flashing engine and oil. And I'm like, what in the world? I'm like, am I out of oil? So we kept fishing, and then I thought, I'm going to get back closer to the ramp just in case. So we go back into Goose Pond and go over and fish the bridge that everybody under their sun fishes. Actually, we went up the second bridge, and we ended up we doubled up on keepers, about 2.5 pound each keepers. And I said, well, Josh, let's go load up and go back and get ready for the tournament. As we started running across the Goose Pond there, the boat went down into limp mode. The beeping noise, and then just wouldn't do nothing but idle. I'm like, I'm out of oil. We get back to the ramp. He runs up and gets a gallon of oil and comes down, puts it in. I'm like, well, let's try it. You go get the truck and I'll go out here and I'll try it. I went out and I tried it. Still wouldn't do anything. Still in limp mode. So I go back, load it on the trailer, go up, and I'm like, maybe it needs more oil. So I get another gallon of oil that I had, started putting it in, and it took about a quart, and it was full. I'm like, it ain't an oil problem. So I got on the phone and looked up Mercury dealers. And there was a Freedom Marine down in Gunnersville, Alabama. I called them on the phone, and I told them the situation. Bridget said, hold on 1 minute. She comes back to the phone. She says, get your boat and get it here now. We can fix it. We'll look at it. So I dropped Josh off at the house so he could start cooking. I drove down to Freedom Marine in Gunnersville. They said, unhook it. We'll give you a call when it's ready. Well, then I went back to the house, nervous wreck. And about 4 o'clock, I'm like, I'm going to Walmart. I need to pick up some stuff. I'll go to Walmart, and then they'll call me, and I'll be close to, I'll just go to Gunnersville Walmart. So I go to Gunnersville Walmart, about 4:30, no phone call. I'm like, I'm going back there. They close at 5. So I go back into Freedom Marine. There sets my boat, setting out front. I walk in. She's like, they didn't call you? And I was like, nope. She's like, get ready. She said, it's $500. I said, okay, great. She said, no, I'm joking. She said, it's 191. So they found an oil line loose, leaking, losing pressure, and there was something else that they'd done. And I was tickled to death. I was like, because I thought for sure it's going to be $1,000. Always is. Every time you take a boat somewhere, it's $1,000. But just a big shout out. If you're ever down that way, Freedom Marine, it's right on 431 in Gunnersville. They are super nice people. And I told Bridget I'd give her a shout out here on my show. She talked like she might some point get on and watch it. But yeah, she was amazing. They didn't have to do that, guys. They didn't have to stop and take care of me. But that's how them people down there in the South are. I never met a bad person down there the whole time we was there. We had a good time. Went out on day one, still nervous about the boat, knowing I was running 30 miles one way. And when I got under the big bridge at Gunnersville, I was like, she's running all right. So I pull into the dock where I seen the 3-pounder. I didn't see it. Pitched there, nothing. Fished that dock, nothing. Turn around, went to the next dock, pitched in, tick, set the hook. There's that one. Put it in the boat. And I fished the rest of the docks down through there and could not get a bite. Well, actually, I missed 2 other fish. I did see 2 real nice fish on the beds, but they wasn't locked. They was just cruising. If they seen you or a shadow, they was gone. But I ended up catching 5 that day. Oh, I got to tell this little story. I'm going to go over tonight a little bit. This is a good story. I hate to tell on myself, but it's just fun. While I was down there, I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy a set of Bubba scales. So I bought a set of the Pro Bubba scales, and I love them, guys. I love them. They said I weighed all my fish yesterday, and they said I had 11.3 ounces, and the club scale said I had 11.23. So they are very accurate. But anyhow, there's a setting on it that you can do competitive setting, and you can, that's up to 4 people, and it'll weigh all your fish. So me and Josh started weighing keepers. They had to be a keeper to weigh them. And the day before the tournament, I had 2 days before the tournament, I had 6 fish for 12 something, and Josh had 13 fish for 33 pounds. He was catching them. He caught some good fish. But as I'd weigh them, for me, they got a clip on them. I just take the clip and go like that and throw the fish back in the water after I weighed them. Well, the first day of the tournament, my second fish, I weighed it. It was 2 pounds. Put it in the thing. Second fish, 2 pounds. My co-angler went, "Wasn't that a keeper?" Like, "Yep." He said, "You threw it back." I said, "Yep." I'm like, here I am in the biggest tournament I ever fished in my life, and I throw a 2-pound keeper back right off the bat. And I ended up with my 5th fish that I caught to weigh in for a limit was a Kentucky spot, and you can keep them at 12 inches. It was 14 ounces. So I lost 1 pound, 2 ounces the first day right off the get-go. But it didn't matter. I was way out. I had 23 pounds something for the whole 2 days. And but anyhow, I go in. My co-angler calls me on day 2, and I said, "Bud, I'm out. I'd have to have 30, 40 pounds to get back in." He said, "Well, I think he was 1 pound or 2 pounds out of the cut, and he was in check range." So I was like, "Okay, we'll do what." He said, "I caught fish on frogs." I was like, "Oh, well, we'll go frog fishing." He told me the areas that he said they had to be a pocket in a cove with matting with hydrilla in it. I'm like, "Okay, I know where some of that's at." So we go up and run into this pocket, and I still had this deal with the chatterbait and the weeds and docks. So I fished weeds for a little bit. Then I went over to the docks, started flipping docks, and he caught 2 keepers on that frog in the docks. I was like, I got to change. I got to do something. So I ended up getting the frog out. He actually gave me a frog like he was using. And we went over and I said, "Here's a pocket that's got the wind blowing in it. It's got a little cove." And I caught 1 keeper there, and I think he caught 2 keepers there in that little pocket. Then I looked at my graph and I'm like, here's one that the wind's blowing into off the main. Let's go there. We pull in there. I make a cast. Splash. I set the hook and I was like, "Oh my goodness, I got a good one." That fish was 5'8". I was like, we're getting somewhere now. We're getting somewhere. And we went to another pocket, and he caught 2 more keepers out of that pocket. I caught a keeper and lost another good fish. And I'm like, man, I got to quit losing these fish. But long story short, I think he ended up missing a check by, about 3 places. And I only weighed 4 fish. And I had a malfunction with the switch on my boat, on my live well, and I lost 3 fish. So I lost 12 ounces. But once again, it didn't matter. It didn't matter. I don't want to lose fish. I'm calling Phoenix tomorrow and ordering a brand new switch for that pump, so I don't have that problem again. But guys, it was a great trip. I loved it. I can't wait to go back again. I'm going to do it again. Just to be able to say that I went down there and I found good fish. And I had 2 different patterns, and then ended up with a 3rd pattern. Now the co-angler turned me on to the 3rd pattern, but I had 2 other pockets and with weeds with a chatterbait. Mike hooked me up with the chatterbait, and I changed the trailer on it to something a little different. But we pulled in one spot, me and Josh, in a pocket, and I think we caught 10 keepers Now they was just 15, 16, 17-inch fish, but we caught 10 keepers in that one little pocket. We actually turned around after the chatterbait, and I said, let's drag a speed worm and see what will happen, a swim worm. And went back up through there with a swim worm and caught fish, caught keepers. Now, in the tournament, I went there the first day of the tournament. I couldn't get a bite. I don't know if they was just there and then decided with the weather they pulled out. But, you know, it is what it is. I had a great time, and I will go back and try it again. I would like to see Gunners or Toyota Series go to Smith Lake next year. I'd love to fish it as a boater. And the thing is, you take day one, add that 5.8, I'd have been in really good shape. But I'd had to do it 2 days. You got to do 2 days in a row, and you've got to, and that's another thing. A guy just said, hey, Matthew, I've got to learn that offshore stuff. I'm scared of it. I got to learn it. I've got to learn the offshore. And I'm probably going to have to get somebody to teach me. Because I've always beat the bank. And you got to be versatile to be able to do all of it. So, the biggest thing is, the bad thing about around here is there's nowhere offshore to fish around here, like Lake Snowden and stuff like that. There's something out there, I guess. Maybe I just need to spend time out there trying to find it. There's a hidden gem out there somewhere, I guarantee it. But then I drove all the way back, left Friday morning at 1:30, drove back to Cincinnati for the BFL. And I don't know if it was just from everybody always says jet lag. Maybe it was car lag from sitting in a truck driving all night long and stuff. But I was on the suck bus at the BFLs. I blanked. But they had 109 boats and 78 people caught fish. So there was a lot more other people blanked. And that's the sad part about there. Friday, I had 2 good keepers, and Josh had 2 good keepers. And once we'd catch one, we'd get out of there. It's like, don't beat the area up. And went back and couldn't get a bite in there. I don't know if that storm changed everything, but people found them. I think they had 12 pounds or something. Yeah, Tim, you're right. And guys, yesterday, I said there earlier I had 11.24 out of one little spot on the Belpre pool, and on a bait that I love to fish. And I fished that bait down at Gunnersville, but I caught some fish on it. But I had a beaver that you flipped that beaver in on the dock. You didn't have to move it. You flipped it in, and it just come out. But yeah, I will be back at Gunnersville again. I know it. I like that place. I've been there. This makes probably the 6th or 7th time I've been there. And it's not as bad a drive as what I thought it was going to be. We got there in pretty good time. And yeah. But guys, let's go ahead and do the trivia question. I seen you out fishing deep out there, Tim, at Dow. I figured you was fishing them pine trees. Okay, trivia question. If I can get through these pictures. Again, we're doing a 2.5 jig chunk, and it is peanut butter and jelly. Hey, Joseph. Oh, that's another thing, guys. If you want in the last chance regional at Lake Erie, Sandusky Bay, Dempsey Ramp, going out of it, the form's on the webpage. Get them mailed to me. I do believe the 15th, 16th, something like that is the postage date cutoff. So if you didn't get a fish in the regional, or you didn't get to fish your region in the regional, come up and fish that tournament at Lake Erie on June 29th. Also, the Bud Grand Memorial is June 14th at Alum Creek. That page is on, forms on there too. I think that one you can even sign up at the ramp for that one. The regional one you can't. You have to send it to me so I can get the pairings done. And high school kids on May 31st, the SAF TBF tournament for SAF for Ohio is at Mosquito Lake. So May 31st, get your paperwork filled out, get it sent in. I'll be up there. I'll see you up there. But that's May 31st. Okay, now let's go ahead and do the trivia question. Trivia question tonight is, what place at the Sabrine River did Kyle Welcher finish? What place did Kyle Welcher finish at the Sabrine River last weekend? Rusty Kaiser. Fifth place. Yeah, Rusty. Kyle Welcher got fifth place. So Rusty got the baits. I ain't mailing them to you. You can pick them up at my shop. Or I'll bring them up to Liar's Ridge. Or Liar's Corner. Hey, Todd. So, guys, Rusty wins the baits. The Sabrine River was another tough one, like always. But, yeah. And, you know, guys, if you got a goal out there that you want to fish a tournament, just do it. You know, our lives, we don't know from day to day what's going to happen. So, you know, somebody told me the other day, I think it was Jeff Dyer said it. No, it wasn't. Somebody here before I left. They said they've never seen a hearse pulling a U-Haul trailer. And I was like, you got that right. So, and I'm going, like I said, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to fish another one. I've set my plans now and figure out what's going on, and I may fish all three of them next year. I don't know yet. Depends on what schedule. I just have to look at the schedule, and I have to talk to the bosses to make sure that it's feasible for me to be gone. I won't be gone as many days probably as what I was this last time. Well, actually, I only took 5 days vacation. Well, no, I took 6. It was a Friday. But, yeah. Guys, I appreciate everybody being on here. It's been a good show. And I will see you next week. We'll have some more tournament results. We'll talk about this weekend's tournament down there at Les Dock Campground. I'm looking forward to that tournament. They're eating on the river. They are eating on the river. So as long as we don't get a bunch of big storms and get it blowed out again, we should be good shape. So guys, I will see you next week. Stay safe out there and get on the water Enjoy the fishing. Life is short. Let's do it right.